My peeps, welcome to another episode of Earthworks Hub Live. This is Sunday, the 18th of August, 2024, 8:01 p.m. Thank you for joining me. As usual, I will do a bit of a spiel about my week, and then I'll go into a topic, and then I'll open up to you guys. Thank you all once again for joining me, especially for all the people that do this week in, week out. I really appreciate you all joining me. So we've got a fair few guests on here. I've obviously got Instagram and TikTok going at once. So thank you to everyone that's joining on both platforms. Couple of shout outs here. We got Corey, Millennium Rigging, Nexgen Civil, Ben Wilson, M. Attard, LPM Constructions. Who else we got? Newson Constructions, Geordie, George, Dirt Site Excavations. Man, there's heaps on here. Thank you guys. James Laverty's joined as well. Thank you for joining. And then on TikTok, we got Joel, Budrock, Benji. We got heaps of people here. Mohammed, thank you guys. Ground Level Media. Also, thank you to everyone on TikTok for joining. So, welcome. Let's get into it. First of all, I've been advised that when I put these podcasts out, because I do record these and I put them out on my YouTube and on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, people are saying that the intro and outro is very loud compared to the rest of the podcast. So I will make note to check that level, the sound level, before I post it, so that you don't get your ears blown off when you first turn the podcast on. So thank you to the guys that have made that known to me. I will make sure that I fix that. I won't go back and fix all the other episodes, but I'll fix them from now on. So you keep an eye out for that. And before I start, as usual, I've got to make a big shout out to all my sponsors. So one of them has just joined me now, Earthmoving Warehouse. Thanks for joining as well. So Earthmoving Warehouse, Network Finance, the Bole Group, Melbourne Tractors, Spartan Machinery, Nexgen Landscapes, JR Safety Co, Diggerlid, Digga, and Godings. So thank you to all those guys. Don't forget, with Godings, there's a special on at the moment. If you mention that you're an Earthworks Hub member, when you walk in there, you'll get $100 off one of their 200-litre diesel fuel cells. So they're selling them for $1,200 at the moment. They're going to be $1,100 if you're an Earthworks Hub, or you mention that you are an Earthworks Hub member. Also, a free beanie to anyone that walks in there and has a look at a couple of machines. That's all you got to do, really. Just go in, ask to see a few machines, and mention that you are an Earthworks Hub member, and you will get a free Kubota beanie. So make sure you get that. Thank you again to all those sponsors. A quick project update. So Project Spalding, I've been working hard on that. Like I said, I haven't really touched the machines in a long time, mainly because I've been focusing on doing that and doing a bit of a reno on the house. So, and actually, to be honest as well, it has been a bit quiet. So I'm sure you're all feeling it. The plumbing company is saying, hey buddy, hello, how are you? It has been, a little bit quiet in our field, as we've mentioned a few times over the last few episodes. But yeah, Project Spalding, I've had all the plastering done. The tiler came in, did all the waterproofing this week, prepared it so that I can get the cabinets installed. So they're coming on Monday. All the cabinetry will be installed. Then he's going to start actually tiling. The stair guys came in and put all the balustrades in. The guys came in and installed the ceiling under the mezzanine floor in the car park area. So a lot of stuff happening there. The fencing guys came and put a letterbox in, finished off some of the fencing stuff. Now we just got to put in electric motors. And then once the power's on, we can adjust all that and get it all going. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on at Project Spalding. I also prepped all the nature strip area and started doing some of the landscaping preparation work, so I can make a move on that. So that's Project Spalding. Thank you to everyone for the likes. I can see a few likes there. Thank you very much. Also, don't forget, on the Earthworks Hub website, you can list yourself as available to work. So a lot of people have been posting that they're looking for a job. So if you're available for work, go on to the Earthworks Hub website, put yourself up there as available, put all your details in, or your experience, so that everyone can find you. And that way you've got more opportunity to find work. And also, if you're looking for a worker, you can go on there and register your business and put it down as that you're seeking or you have a position vacant. So make sure you go to the website. You can see that on there now. if you've got an event on there, so we've already got the Diesel Dirt and Turf Expo on there for next year. Also, tip sites. So if you are looking for a tip site, you can find one on Earthworks Hub. If you know of a tip site or you own one, if you do own one, go on there, list your tip site on there so that people can find you and bring material to you. You can increase your business that way and also make it easier for everyone that's a member. That is the week in and the painting is also going to start this week. So at the end of the week, they're going to start painting Project Spalding. So that is that. Now, I'm about to start my topic. My topic today, I'll start with that, and then we'll continue on, is university versus a trade. So this is an ongoing battle with me. So, for example, my kids are both coming into the last few years of high school, and you've got to try and choose what option you're going to take or what direction. And obviously, we've got that choice. Are they going to go to uni, or am I going to push them to go to uni? Am I going to push them to go to a trade? In my time, I come from that era where it was parents were pushing their kids to go to uni. So a lot of parents wanted their kids to have a better life, work in an office, nice, clean, have a tie, don't work outside, don't kill yourself physically working. So they pushed us all to go to uni all the time. And that's the path I originally took. And that always I always thought that was the right thing to do. But in the end, I actually worked out that I wanted to take a different path, went into excavating after starting uni and finishing a course. I did a little bit of that. So I did 11 years as a project manager or a manufacturing manager. And then I went out and started doing my own excavation work, which really I probably could have done straight out of high school, yeah. But that's just it's a constant battle that I hear a lot of people talk about. So a lot of friends with kids are having that discussion now, because a lot of us have kids around a similar age. And I don't know what to advise. Like, I don't know, do I tell my kids and push them in this direction or that direction? So I thought I'll go through a few pros and cons of university versus trade. And if anyone wants to give some feedback or also get involved, let me know. Post your comments. So like I said, in my days, parents were pushing us to go to uni. And I suppose that also made it that there were probably two types of kids at school. So you had the ones that were really interested in doing schoolwork, always did their homework, getting good grades. And they were the ones, and I was one of those, that were getting pushed to go to uni. You got to go, you're smart, you don't want to work outside. And then the kids that weren't so smart as they used to think, and the ones that weren't really interested in school or doing work, usually would drop out, or they'd go and leave school a bit earlier and become a tradie. And that's how it used to be seen. Unfortunately, that's how it was. It was the guys that were not that interested in school or not that keen on school, or we used to say sometimes, the dumb kids go and do that stuff. That's what that was seen as, and then all the smart ones go to uni. And that's because I think a lot of our parents back then, like my parents came from, they were immigrants, they came in, they were always working in factories, working outdoors, doing all this hard work. So they always wanted better for their kids and assumed sending us to uni would be the better way, and give us more opportunity. But I don't think it's like that nowadays. I think nowadays tradies aren't looked upon the way they used to be. Like, a lot of people have realized that tradies are just as intelligent as people going to uni, and a lot of tradies are actually making probably more money than a lot of people that have finished their university degrees. And then you've got a lot of guys a lot of people that have finished uni degrees and then going back and doing trades later, because they're realizing that's more of what they want to do. So I don't think it's like what it used to be. That sentiment around being the dropouts has changed a little bit. And I think what's also happening is a lot of guys that are tradies are going out starting their own businesses. So people are seeing it in a different perspective nowadays. So let's go through a couple of the pros and cons. So for uni, let's go to uni first, yeah? So with university, what are the pros? Well, you get a formal qualification at the end. So you do come out with a qualification. A lot of times you'll end up doing a job where you're working indoors, and you're probably going to be a little bit clean, cleaner, wearing possibly a suit and a tie, and you're not going to be working outdoors as much. That's what they say. That's what's expected. However, there are some cons to that. So one is when you finish your university degree, you're not guaranteed work at the end of it. So what happens is you finish your degree after 3 or 4 years, you come out, and then you've got all these thousands of other students that have finished the same degree. All of you are going out and looking for jobs. And sometimes your business degree or arts degree or whatever qualification you get at uni can be a little bit broad, so you don't have an actual specific job to go to. And I feel like by everybody doing a broad form of study, they come out and then you're all competing for the same jobs. You know what I mean? Like there's no one, so you're all going out trying to apply for all these jobs because you think, oh, I've got my university qualification now. I need to go and get a good job out in the office somewhere, and then everyone's going for the same job. And then the other thing is you get a massive HECS debt. So at the end of it, you actually end up owing the government thousands of dollars that you're paying off for the next 10, 15 years after you start work. And I copped that. I was still paying my HECS debt off till I was about 30. So, every week out of your pay, you'll see in your pay slip, a certain amount going out to HECS. So a lot of people don't realize that. They just go to uni. I remember there was a lot of kids at uni when I was there. They used to muck around and not really care about it and fail subjects and then redo them. But they didn't realize that while they're doing that, every time they fail a subject and redo it, they're repaying again, adding more money to their HECS debt. So not realizing that they're actually affecting how much they owe to the government in the end. So that's the university path, yeah? Let's look at the trade path. So if you just say you end up doing a trade, you're going to get instant income. So you're instantly a pro, You're going to get instant income. Yes, it might be on the lower end of the scale, but you're already starting to earn money. Whereas when you're at uni, you're not earning anything. A lot of times you need to go and supplement yourself by getting a part-time job. So not only are you studying, then after studying, you've got to go and actually do like a part-time or casual work somewhere to give you some sort of money. Whereas when you're working as a trade, you go straight into work, you're learning, and at the same time, you're getting paid for it. So that's one of the positives. Another one is that you're actually acquiring a skill. So a lot of times it's not just a qualification, you're getting an actual physical skill with your hands. And the other thing is, at the end of it, you have a definite work path. So once you finish your trade, you know what you're going to be. At the end of it, you're going to be a sparky or electrician, or you're going to be a plumber. Well, you know what title you have, and that's the type of work you can go out and explore and keep doing. Like I was saying about the uni degrees, you come out with, like I did, a business management degree. That's very broad. So then you go out and you could be doing any type of management type role in any company, but it doesn't give you a specific path to follow. So hopefully that's making sense. So they're the good things about a trade. Some of the bad things though, or the cons, are that you might get treated like crap at the start. So, right at the beginning, you often hear about apprentices getting like bullied, pushed around, doing all the shit jobs. And then sometimes you work for like big commercial companies and they might put you out and you just end up doing a lot of sweeping for the first year instead of actually being on the tools. So, sometimes that can happen when you're a tradie, when you pick the trade option. Liam, how you going? Liam saying hello. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Very, very good. The other one is that you often end up working outdoors rather than indoors, yeah? So you're out in the elements, you're physically working a lot of times as a tradie, you're outdoors, in the sun, in the cold, so you've got all that to battle with. And then sometimes you could be like, exposed to like silica, different dusts, different, all these things, asbestos. There's all these other things you can get exposed to as a tradie. Whereas if you were, in an office working somewhere, you might not experience that. So there's a couple of the things that are pros and cons in my topic. Well, in my opinion, I should say. So also some of the things that I consider, and I think we should all consider when we're determining or trying to work out what direction to push our kids in, is I suppose you got to look at your kids and you got to see what level are they at, where are they with their schooling, for instance. Yeah, so one of them is, are your kids interested in school? Are they actually participating? Are they doing all the homework? Do they enjoy, typing and doing all their projects online and doing typing all little Word documents and spreadsheets? Because if they're good at that, then maybe they are destined for university and then going into an office type role. So if they enjoy that, maybe that's the way it is. Maybe that's the direction that they've got to go. Are they hands-on? Are they kids that love, helping you in the garage and helping you use your tools? Do they want to come out to job sites with you? Are they more happy to, to be with you out working somewhere than at school? Then maybe that's a sign they're more of a trade person. So there's some of the considerations I think you could look at. The other one is, are they showing any skills that they might be able to use in their certain careers? So, for instance, if your kid is a really good negotiator and there's someone that's really good at talking you into doing stuff and that, maybe they could be a good salesperson. So that, you might push them to go to uni and do, I don't know, they could do a real estate course and become a real estate person. Are they physical? Are they physically fit and love working, being hands-on? Well, then that's the thing. Maybe then they're more oriented towards a trade. Do they love sports? If they love their sports and love all their stats and this and that, maybe they're more sports oriented and they can go more towards doing a sports career. So they might have to go do like short courses and do like, TAFE courses and that for sports. That's the other thing. And are they mechanically minded? Do they like helping you, like I was saying earlier, in the garage? Do they love grabbing tools and doing stuff? They might like, they might be more mechanically minded. Then you already know that's the path you gotta push them down. So this is the constant battle I think a lot of us parents have, and that sentiment about only dropouts and that going towards apprentices, being apprenticeships, doing apprenticeships and doing trades. I think that's gone. It's not like that anymore. I'd like to hear your opinions. So what do you guys think, and how do you work out where to push your kids in what direction? What do you guys think? What is the opinion of the viewers? And while everyone's thinking and writing their comments, also, if you've got any other questions, that doesn't have to be related to that, let me know. I'm happy to answer anything, even if it's a question that we've gone over before. That's a good question. So the plumbing company is asking, what are you drinking? This is a Glen Moray. It's a single malt Scotch Speyside, they call it. I like this one. There's a nice one. Glen Moray. Vic Webster. Here we go. How you going there, Vic? Mr. Webster is saying, as a 60-year-old, I only have supported my kids. I don't believe you can direct them. You need to support them. That is a very, very good way to look at it. Yeah, because you don't want to be, I suppose, influencing their decision. Yeah, I suppose you're right, man. So you want to really support them. I should probably put it that way. Yeah, you really don't want to be pushing them, but you might want to give them some guidance. So I suppose a good way is to look at some of the things I was talking about, and then also listening to them. Yeah, because I know, for instance, my kids had to choose recently, what subjects they want, and then those subjects are going to determine where they go when they finish school. Like if you pick certain subjects, that means you can't go to university after, or I don't know. There's all these things you got to do nowadays. It's a little bit different to when we had it. When we had it, everyone just did VCE. Now they've got not just VCE, they've got VM, I don't know what, all these different versions. Like I said, in the older, well, back in my days, parents were really, really pushy about going to uni. And I think that was because they wanted to, what it was amongst, for instance, a lot of the Europeans, and I don't know if that's how it still is nowadays, but amongst the European families before, it was always like your parents were really proud to be able to say, oh yeah, my son's gone to uni, he's finished a degree. And they used to always say, I remember my parents would be like, oh, you're going to be the first one in the family to actually finish a degree and stuff. You got to do this. I remember when I first dropped out for a year, deferred. They nearly killed me. When I told them that I'm leaving uni, they were like, oh my gosh, you've done all this for nothing. And it was almost like you're letting them down. But it was just the way they were. They wanted to be proud to say like their kids have finished university, they've got a degree. So I don't know, that's how I felt back then. Oh, here we go, Corey. I think just support and guide them. He's talking about the trade versus university with children. I think just support and guide them. Also, how you said if they are good at certain things like homework or not. Yeah, I think that's true. That's true. You can look at how they are when it comes towards to school, and then that'll sort of determine, in what direction they might want to go, and what direction you can guide them. Because some kids don't know what the options are. Like a lot of times, even my own children will ask me like, "Oh, what does this person do? What does that job do?" So they don't actually know what each job does. And who does know what they want to do when you're at school? I remember being at school all the way up to year 12, not knowing what I want to do. You know what I mean? It wasn't until right at the end where I just thought, I've got to pick something. So I just picked business management because I thought that'd be a good all-round subject where I can learn everything. So yeah, it's very, very, very difficult to know what you want that young, and without knowing what's actually out there. Vic Webster is saying maybe you need to talk about the recession that we're in. Nobody wants to talk about another plumbing company that went belly up on Friday. Ooh, another plumbing company. Ooh, please inform. Do tell. I do know that we are in trouble. I feel it. I feel like things are crashing around me, and I read all these reports about interest rates possibly coming down in November. Then I hear about, projects still going. And then I get boosted when I hear that people are, still looking for workers. I still see posts on that. But then again, I do see a lot of people or, a lot of contractors and that looking for work, posting themselves as available, a lot of machines for sale. Yeah, so I don't know. And there's a lot of companies I see and hear about going down. So what's this plumbing company? Maybe you can tell us. Give us a bit of a clue. And then you see the CFMEU, all the issues they're having in the union at the moment. They're trying to appoint an administrator and all this stuff going on. Yeah, it's interesting times. Very interesting times. I've never experienced it like this. What do you guys think? What's everyone else think is happening? What do you guys foresee in the future here? And I don't think it's just Victoria based. I think it's starting to affect all the states. I'm pretty sure it is. And then I know, for instance, housing's it's slowed down. We've had a property for sale for at least 4 months and haven't sold one. And it's a sign, whereas something like that property would have sold within a few weeks, 8 months ago. Where's Jack? Where's Jack Healy? I wore his top. So thanks to EMBE, so Echuca Moama, Bobcat and Excavator Hire, he has sent me this t-shirt. He was one of the guests on the show, so I wore this to show him that I'm going to actually wear it, that I'm actually wearing it, and he's not on tonight. How does that work? Mr. Webster, where's my hoodie? I like it. Actually, I should get you one because I know you'll actually wear it. I see you wear other ones too, so I might have to get you one. Any color choice for you, Mr. Webster? While people are thinking of questions, I'll just remind everyone, because I'm speaking about merch, you can actually get Earthworks Hub merch on my website. So go to earthworkshub.com.au, go to the shop in the top right-hand corner, and you can get yourself t-shirts, hoodies. Hats are on the way. Hats and beanies will be on the way. I keep saying that, but I'm waiting for them to give me an embroidery file. Once I've got that, I can put in a design for the hats. So just waiting for that to come back. And you can also list your business on the website. So I spoke before about putting in tip sites, putting in any positions vacant, or if you're seeking work. But you can actually also list your business on there, and then people can find you and use your services. So go on to earthworkshub.com.au and list your business today. Make sure you go on and register as well. Even if you don't do any of those, register yourself. That means you are a member. So just by registering, you become a member, and then you'll be getting up-to-date information on news. And I've also got some news and all that on the website as well under the news and blog section. So we got Sydney Rockwalls, welcome. Lawless Excavations, hello as well. Now on grade 135 has asked, busy week ahead this week. Is my week going to be busy? On grade is asking. Yes, excavation wise, no. Once again, I'm going to be stuck at Project Spalding, just helping out the guys there. I want to do some landscaping at the front, so depending on the weather, I want to get some landscaping done. Actually, I do have a little job I've got to do with excavation wise. I've got to do a small backyard job. Just moving some material around for some people. So that one is happening this week as well. That's only a small job though. A little residential one. I'll probably say a one dayer. But that's basically what it is. Ooh. Vic Webster saying, mate, I've only worked out how to get. It must be talking about how to get on the line. Yeah, so you just go www.earthworkshub.com.au. Brent is asking, what's your size are you like, bro? Are they normal large or small large? What are the sizes like? Yeah, they're not. Are they Chinese large or Australian large? Yeah, no, large is good. Yeah, they're regular. They're a good fit. So for someone like you, I'd probably say large. I would say large would fit good, man. I bought a medium. It fits nice, but it is a little bit tight fitting. So that is what's going on there. Ooh. So Andre's asking, any collaborations you're going to do, like Build With, etc.? Oh, I've done a few collabs already. So I've done one with Hard Hat Watches. So this is a good watch, man. If you guys are thinking about getting one, let me flick it on. It's a not bad watch, man. You know, this thing, since I've had it, so what, 3 weeks now, I still haven't charged it. It's been on charge for almost 3 weeks. So, yeah, Brent's going to order one. You're a legend, man. Beautiful. So, yeah, I would get a larger for yourself, probably, Brent. I have some other collaborations coming in, and I will have a few guests coming up in the next few weeks. Just getting interviews organized is very, very hard, man. People are all busy. Then they chop and change the times, and then some people don't like doing it during work hours, and then they're busy afternoons. It's just very, very hard. Interview with Starbucks. Actually, it's funny you mentioned that. On grade saying you do one. I actually had one scheduled with him, and then we just could not get it together. We couldn't get a time. I do have to actually speak to him again and try and actually sit down and make a time. But he was meant to be one of the first guests that I had, and then we just kept getting like so busy and pushed further apart that we never actually sat down. So I will have to touch base with him again and actually organise a time. But he would be an interesting interview. He would be an interesting interview to see how he started, you know, where the future lies, what he thinks is happening in the industry. Yeah, I think it'd be a good interview. But if you do speak to him, let him know. Say, Ivan still wants to talk to you. We've got to get it done. We've got to stop delaying. Mitch Jackson, yo. We got Phillips Plant Hire, hello. Deluxe Landscapes, Ground Level Media. He's gone from TikTok to Insta. But on grade 135, yeah, good suggestion, man. I think I should touch base with him again. Bearded Excavations has joined from the UK. Hello. That's on TikTok, guys, yeah. All right, lad. That's it, man. That's it. Thank you for joining. So we got people from the other side of the world joining us. Thank you. Today, I don't know if you've only just joined, so you've probably missed it. Haley Murphy, hello as well. So you probably just missed it. We're talking about, my topic was trade versus university. So having children that are in the last few years of school and having to decide where they're going to go, university or do a trade or whatever. I just brought it up about, what are the pros and cons of going to uni versus going to do a trade. And I was talking about some of the considerations that you need to make or things they need to think about that will, I suppose, determine which way they're going to go. So, yeah, we just had that conversation earlier. Thank you for the gifts as well. I'm getting some roses there. Thank you very much. Love your content as well, man. Bearded Excavation UK, guys. Make sure you follow him as well. Haley Murphy, hello. Don't forget, guys, as well, to subscribe on YouTube. So I've got Earthworks Hub on YouTube. Go to Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, and Apple Podcast. And go to Facebook and become a Earthworks Hub member as well on Facebook. So you can join our group. And on that group, I also do similar things. If I see a post about a job on another group, I'll forward it onto our one and share it. If I see something, some sort of information, I always forward it onto the group so that we can help each other. Here we go, bearded excavation. Here we go. I wouldn't bother with uni. Just get straight into the industry. It's the best way. So I have to agree in some way. So having gone to uni myself, like I said earlier, I've been through that process. I felt like a bit of pressure to go to uni because back then, like I said, my parents were like really pushy, like, you have to finish your degree. And they were, like, parents used to be really proud to say that their kid went to uni. But I am seeing that there's a change there where people don't see all the guys going out and doing trade as just dropouts or, kids that couldn't be bothered at school. Like, it's more than that just now. Now people have realised, is that better? I should have had this here earlier. People have realised that, you're not a dropout if you're a tradie. It doesn't mean that you're not intelligent. It doesn't mean that you got bad grades. It just means that you've changed. You just chose that field. You might be better doing a certain trade. Mr. Webster saying, I struggle to talk to you on the phone without doing TikTok, Insta, and all the rest of the crap. Remember the older people? Yeah. Hey, it's been a learning curve for me, man, as well, doing all this stuff. I never knew any of this stuff until my kids introduced me to it, and then I think Facebook was as far as I went until I started doing a bit more of this stuff. So it's a learning curve, yeah. Bearded Excavations UK is saying you learn more on the tools than you will in the classroom for sure. Yeah, look, and I agree, you do. You learn more out on the field when you're working and you've got tools in hand and you're doing things. You do learn better. Some people are less inclined to be able to do things on the tools, so they prefer just schoolwork and that. But I think there's no way to learn something unless you actually physically do it. So I suppose it depends. If you want to go to uni and just do an office job, that's fine. If you want to be an operator and just want to go and do the course and not the actual machine time, then that's different. You need to actually go and do the physical machine time to get better. So that's where I suppose it's better better than the classroom. News Construction is asking, tilt hitches on a 1.7 or 2 ton machine, is it worth it? That is a good question. A tilt hitch on a little machine, I suppose one is it would put a bit of weight on the front of it. So, little 1.7s and that are pretty bouncy and rocky as they are. So to put a tilt hitch or add some weight to it would already be probably an issue. And I think especially with a zero swing 1.7, I remember I had a Kubota U17 and the 1.7 was very rocky, because it was zero swing. I could fit into all these tight spaces. And then if I had a full bucket or a full mud bucket of just say rock or crushed rock or dirt, it would always want to tip over. Like especially if I turn sideways, it'll want to tip. Let alone if I had a tilt hitch on there. If I had that added weight, I think it would make it a lot more rockier and unstable. But for some of the jobs, it would have come in handy. So a lot of times it might have come in handy when I did some little landscaping jobs in the backyard. It depends. It depends on what sort of work you do. So if you're doing stuff where, you're detailing and shaping, doing a lot of shaping and stuff as a landscaper, yeah, you might be better off with the tilt hitch. But if you're not doing much of that and you're just using it to move material, in tight spots, maybe you don't need it. But I think it would really make the machine unstable. And Bearded Excavations is saying minimum size machine, he'd put a tilt or a tilt rotator on would be a 3-tonner for sure. Yeah, so I'd have to agree. I would probably say anything 3 ton or below, it's probably not worth putting a tilt hitch on unless you're in that machine every single day and you're doing a lot of detail and landscaping work with it, where you need, to do little batters and things in tight spaces, it might work for you. So if you're in a tight little backyard and you haven't got room to move your machine sideways, use the blade to lift yourself and, dig on angles, and you're doing a lot of that, then maybe you could say you need one. But I think just a regular quick hitch, and I'd say a quick hitch is better than no quick hitch, because I know it used to be a pain in the ass getting out and trying to put that pin into the bucket and line it up manually and lift the bucket a little bit to try and maneuver it and put the pin in. It used to be an absolute pain in the ass. You don't want to be doing that. So I'd say at minimum get a quick hitch on there, but maybe a tilt hitch. You'd have to really consider what type of work you do. That's my opinion anyway, yeah. So it seems to be similar to what Bearded Excavations is saying. And thank you for your input as well, Bearded Excavations. Thank you. You're going to have to become a regular in here. New Constructions has given me a thumbs up, so he's happy. There you go. Like I said, I don't want to put you off doing it, but if it was me, I'd really, really want to consider it. And also the cost of it. Like, it wouldn't be cheap to get one and plumb it all up and everything. And then if you don't use it often, you'd have to work out whether it's worth that extra cost. That is my opinion. Thank you for the likes as well, people. This is good. It's fired up suddenly. I like it. And the Bearded Excavation is saying, he's normally flat out working. He's got a lazy day today. Oh, that's right. It's different time zone. Yeah, it'd be daytime there now. Yeah, we're in Melbourne. It's 8:45 p.m. Yeah, and he's also saying that the weight would be an issue. Yeah, and I think that's correct. Yeah, so if you're already on a little zero swing machine, and adding that tilt hitch is just going to make it a lot heavier. I feel it. Even in the 5-tonner, you do feel the difference. 10:45 in New Zealand, 11:45 a.m. in the UK. All right. What else, guys? What else would you like to talk about? So like I was saying, make sure that you go on and follow and like and subscribe to all those socials. So that's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. YouTube's a big one. I need everyone to go on YouTube and subscribe on there, because there's only a few on there. So I'll give you an example. So I've only got 450 subscribers on YouTube, but then there's like nearly 3,000 on all the other ones. So it's funny how there's a big difference in that. And the Bearded Excavations is saying, especially if you're swinging around loading a dumper, it would be an issue. Yeah, that's right. So if you're digging with the 1.7, lifting up the bucket, turning sideways, as soon as you turn sideways, there's a high chance it's just going to tip. Even if as you're loading into a little bin or whatever you're loading, a little truck, it's likely to tip over. So you've got to be careful. And you would not want to. I suppose an option is you could get yourself a smaller mud bucket, so that way you don't fill it as much. But then obviously you're limiting what you can carry, how much you can scrape at once. Oh, we got Level Up Earthmoving. Thanks for joining as well. What else do you guys want to discuss? I'm open. Riley Wallace, thank you. Dirt site excavations. Oh, we got a comment. Definitely agree with the tilt. Got one on my 3.5 and it's borderline with the full bucket. Yeah, it does. It makes a difference, doesn't it? Like, it's good because they definitely are handy, and I love having a tilt hitch. It's like I've become so reliant on it that I find it hard when I jump on a machine and it hasn't got one. That's when I really realize how much I've come to rely on a tilt hitch. Let alone if I had a tilt rotator. If I had a full rotating bucket or a rotating hitch, I don't know what I'd do after that. It'd be like I could never go back. But just with the tilt hitch, yeah, it does change things, yeah, definitely. And I've had the machine tilt over a couple of times. So I've had, and some of my operators have done it too. And even though some of them don't think I know about it, I know some of foremen have told me that they've tilted out too far or reached out too far, and the machine's tilted over, and they've had to get the backhoe to lift them out. Even though they never told me, the operators never told me, I did find out, but I never said anything. So I thought I'll leave it to them to tell me. Not only because there wasn't any damage to the machine. If there was, then I'd say something. Beard excavations, right, geezer? Tippy, you can tell he's from the UK, right, geezer? I'm off. Have a good evening. Speak soon. No worries, man. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us too. I really appreciate you coming in from across the other side of the world. Have a good day as well, man. And you're welcome to join every Sunday, yeah? Similar time. We'll be here. If you've got a question or you want to add something, let us know, man. Be good. Beautiful. Thank you. That's good, man. People from the other side of the world. I really like that. Even from New Zealand, we've got people. So that's really good. Do you guys think the wheeled machines will ever take over from track machines? There's a question for you. So what do you guys think? Do you think that wheeled machines will ever take over from tracked machines? Or do you think they'll always need tracked machines? They'll never be able to take over just with wheeled ones. Not at all. Cruz is saying not at all. So you reckon that the tracked ones are always going to be required? Cruz is saying not at all. No, he reckons not at all. No, that's cool. That's good. Yeah, look, I think you'll always need tracked machines. I don't think the wheeled ones will completely take over. I do think that they're handy in some spots, but I do have some people I know that actually bought a wheeled machine thinking they're going to get a lot of work for it on like infrastructure work and long-term road works, and then they ended up selling it. And I think they must have realized that there's not that much of a market for it, maybe particularly here in Melbourne. So the excavator man, you're saying wheeled machines are quicker and getting more shit done in different areas. Yeah, and I suppose that's why you see a lot of those wheeled machines on big infrastructure jobs like freeways, highways, lane expanding roads, because they've got to track all the way down one side, come all the way back, so that a wheeled machine can do all that. And I see them sometimes, tracking down the road, so they're road registered. So I suppose that's why. Yeah, and Cruz is saying, it feels like especially on rail jobs and material handling, so they're good because they can carry, like you can pick up a pallet and probably drive down, a kilometre down and come back again. Whereas with tracks, you can't do that. So I suppose they have their niche, they know they're going to be required in particular jobs. So Cruz is liking the live. Thank you. Yeah, I think they do have their niche where they are required. It'd be interesting. I've never used a wheeled machine. It would be interesting. I did notice a lot of them in Europe. So all around Europe, there were a lot of wheeled machines around. But that was probably because we were mainly on freeways. So a lot of roads and stuff where there's a lot of roadworks going on. So that is probably why, and where they're probably in most use. There you go. I just saw a message from my neighbour there. I got a text message saying, "You've left your high pressure washer at the front yard." Nice. I was washing something earlier, and I left the high pressure washer at the front. I'm surprised it hasn't gone missing. Usually anything that you leave at the front yard would go missing within a flash. So my neighbours just text me to say that it's at the front. My bad. I will have to go straight after this episode and go get it. Otherwise, it won't be there anymore. But I just noticed that message come up. So yeah, there you go. All right, guys. What else? I might have to go, particularly because the Karsha high pressure washers at the front, and it is very quiet. So very, very quiet tonight. But I do appreciate all the people that did join me, and I appreciate everyone that comes on every week. Like I said, I'm open to topics. If you want me to talk about a particular thing, hit me up during the week so I can prepare some comments and prepare some information. If you want me to talk about certain people, let me know as well. And also, make sure that you do subscribe and follow me on almost all the socials. So like I said earlier, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcast. Go onto Earthworks Hub, get yourself some merch, earthworkshub.com.au. Get some merch, list your business on there, list a position vacant if you have one, list yourself as available to work if you're looking for work. If you've got a tip site, put it on there. Anything like that. And you go onto the website and then put yourselves on there. Let's all help each other out. That's the whole point of that website. And I've also got some latest news and that on there as well. Thank you very, very much. I need to leave. Hope you guys have a good week. In Melbourne, apparently there's a bit of rain coming, so try and get as much as you can done before the rain comes. The other states, hopefully you haven't got too much rain. I know Queensland had a bit recently. But yeah, have a good week, and I'll look forward to seeing you all next week. Thanks again, guys.